Hey y'all, it's your classmate Augie. I'm going to do my video on aggressively monitoring in the classroom when we launch kids into independent practice, or it can be guided practice as well. Those little small portions where they practice, or even during the do now or during the exit ticket, right? So aggressively monitoring can be used at every single point in your lesson when kids are actively doing something, right? And the reason why I feel that this is very important is that all too many times I feel that my colleagues and other teachers that I've observed, they launch kids into practice and they kind of just stand around looking to fix management issues on, hey, Johnny's working, this kid's not working, right? And they're not being effective in the classroom, right? They're not maximizing the time or the resources in order to ensure that they're providing feedback for kids. So the whole point of aggressively monitoring is that we want kids to actually receive feedback on the spot, to ensure that they're mastering the content before they leave the classroom, right? And we want to do this by providing the least invasive feedback. The criteria to successfully achieve aggressively monitoring is first to create a path that you're going to walk through in the classroom and ensure that that path is from your highest performing scholar to your lowest performing scholar. You want to be monitoring your highest performing scholars first because they'll allow you to catch any potential errors in your instruction. And typically, if your highest performing scholars are doing something wrong, then that means that your lowest performing scholars are probably also doing that wrong. So you can stop the lesson there and boom, just quickly reteach. Hey, I've been seeing too much of this in your work. Let's just bring it back a couple steps, right? Step 2 is to follow that path and give the least invasive feedback to kids. That means like a quick jot on their paper, or just write something on their paper. And every single time you complete a lap from the highest performing to the lowest performing scholar, ensure that you're looking for something. So and verbalize it too. Like, I'm going around looking that you guys reference document 1, and then the second lap I'm going around seeing who got the purpose to document 1. And we're going to see this in my video. And the core of it kind of starts around this time, a little unsynced with what's going on in the video, but you're gonna see that me, the teacher, has launched the kids into independent practice, and I am going around giving feedback to the kids, and I'm doing my laps, right? I have my clipboard ready to go, and on my clipboard I have the path that I am following. And I start hitting scholars individually, and it's like a check. Like, okay, I'm looking for this, and I check it off. And at some point, to some of the scholars, I provide written feedback just because they need it a little bit most. But I am also in my laps marking down those, making little tallies on the names of the students on my clipboard as to whether they're actually doing what I need them to do successfully. So we can just take a couple seconds to look at the video and look at my interactions with kids. You notice that sometimes I prompt students to answer a question. You really can't hear what I'm talking to the students, but I'm actually asking them and redirecting their thinking so that they can kind of begin to ponder about, like, okay, he asked me this question, maybe I got something wrong here that he needs me to fix. That's the end of my video. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them, or if I was not very clear enough with aggressively monitoring, I'll be more than happy to clarify.